I thought this was a good movie, but with the new trilogy being planned, I'm more excited for the future films more than I am this one. Bro, I couldn't imagine having to fight a monkey. Like, I would probably die so quick in this universe. We're talking spoilers, by the way. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the latest movie in the legendary Planet of the Apes franchise. Now, I was born in 1994. I was never a big Planet of the Apes fan because the movie that I grew up on was a 2001 film with Mark Wahlberg, and I knew way back then when I was only 7 years old that that movie was garbage. When the last trilogy about Caesar came out, I was broke as hell. Those movies came out when I was in high school and college, so I never saw those movies. I never watched those films until last night when I watched 6 hours of this movie back to back because I didn't know if I needed to watch those so I can enjoy this new one. I enjoyed all the films in that last trilogy, and Caesar was such a cool character, and just seeing his growth over those 3 movies was badass. They didn't miss a single film in that trilogy. And so with the new movie, I was excited for this because I literally just binge watched this entire trilogy, and while I wasn't disappointed with this new movie, I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous films. The movie stars Owen Teague as the lead character Noah, Freya Allen as May, and Kevin Durant plays the lead villain Proximus Caesar. Across the board, big and small, for all the actors, I think they all killed their roles. For me personally, my favorite character was Raka. We'll talk about him a little later, but the lead character Noah, I thought he was pretty cool, and I love that he didn't feel like a Caesar clone. We have this character who's still trying to find himself, and then he's forced into this task of finding his clan after a lot of them were killed and kidnapped. Proximus Caesar was the lead bad guy in this movie, and he kind of felt like a cult leader. Like, he was this guy that set up a kingdom along the beachfront, and he was obsessed with this giant vault, and he believed that if he could get inside of there, it would help with the advancement and help speed up the evolution of all of his people. His character was one that I wish got more screen time because he didn't show up until the second half of the movie. Every time he was on screen, he stole the show. He wasn't as cool as Koba, and I see on Twitter it's a large group of people that really loves him. Koba went hard. I loved Koba, but the technology that they use in all of these movies are crazy because the monkeys look really good. Even the apes in the 2011 movie looked really good to me, and I'm assuming it's the same sort of technology they use in the Avatar movies with the actors actually doing everything, and then it's obviously added on later. This movie is about 95% apes, and I've seen some people complain, but that didn't bother me at all. Honestly, I wish it wasn't a single human in this. Also, this movie was gorgeous. I wish I would have just stopped being cheap and I just paid to see this movie in IMAX, but with this movie being so beautiful, it was kind of slower than I was expecting it to be. But with this movie being the first movie in the new trilogy, it's kind of a setup film, so I am more excited about what kind of story we're going to get down the road. And while I did enjoy this movie, I do have my share of complaints. First of all, this movie is too damn long. This movie has a runtime of about 2 hours and 20 minutes, and in my opinion, with the kind of story that we got, it did not need to be that long. It was a whole lot of walking. It was a whole lot of, hey, look at that. Remember that? I just feel like they could have either cut down the time or just used their time better. And just for the record, I don't mind movies having longer runtimes. Like, Oppenheimer was my favorite movie last year, and I also loved Killers of the Flower Moon. I just wish they used their time better. Another issue that I had with this movie was the character of May. I didn't like her at all. And no disrespect to the actress, because my issue isn't even really with her, it's just her character. I thought her character was really boring, but I am excited to see her in the next movie because of that choice she made at the end of this one inside of that vault, which we're going to talk about in a second. But that's my main issue with this film. It just feels like a setup movie. Like, this movie is only here to get us from point A to point B. Like, I feel like a lot of these characters are going to be more exciting in the next movie. And just like how Raka and his death didn't really do anything for me, and Raka was my favorite character in this movie, but the way that he went out, I thought he was still alive and he was going to come back at the end of the movie, but that didn't happen. But I did read online that it's a post-credit sound effect or something like that, and people are saying that it might be Raka, so I'm hoping that he's coming back for the next movie. But at this point, what do we know about all TV shows and all movies? If we don't actually see a person die, they're not dead. But let's talk about that ending. What was that? So we have this character of Proximus who wants to get inside the vault because he believes whatever information, whatever items are in there, that's going to help with the advancement of apes. And then we have this character of May who wants to destroy the vault because she knows how dangerous it could be if they get a hold of those weapons and that technology. So Proximus has been trying to get into this vault for however long, and the movie builds it up, the movie hypes it up. We finally get inside the vault and we don't really explore it. My thing is, what was supposed to be the plan here? So May was going to get inside, she was going to grab whatever she needed, they were going to open the doors, they were going to blow the dam, and then they were going to flood the vault. Okay, cool. Did they expect nobody to hear this big ass, slow ass door opening up with a super loud alarm. Like, the door opened up and then they were surprised that Proximus was standing there. They were like, wait, how did he know? That part of the movie just made no sense to me, but I did love that May went ahead and just blew the dam up, because I would have did the same thing. But that's the reason why I'm so excited for the future films, because how does that impact the relationship between apes and humans? Like, does Noah follow Caesar's path or not? Also, speaking of Noah, I wish the movie allowed him to have his cool hero moment at the end of the movie, but I feel like it never came. Like, I fully understand them bringing back the Eagles, you know, coming back full circle, but if my memory's correct, I feel like Noah didn't even touch Proximus in that last fight scene. Like, when Proximus was getting attacked by all the Eagles and stuff like that, they could have at least let Noah kick him off the side of the cliff. As with this recording, it looks like the movie is projected to make about $52 million in America and around $125 million around the globe. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a critic score of 80% and a fan rating of 79%. I'm kind of right there with them. I'm going to give this movie a 7, which is a good on my scale. I loved all the monkey characters. I thought Noah, Raka, Proximus, I thought all of them were great. This movie was gorgeous, but I wish they either cut down on their time or just used it better. The ending also didn't stick the landing for me, but I am excited for the sequel because I do want to see where this story goes. Now, I still don't enjoy this any more than the last 3 that I just saw, but this was still a really solid film. So in my opinion, they still haven't missed yet. They still shooting 4 for 4, and I ain't talking Wendy's. Do they even still do that deal anymore? I feel like with inflation, it's probably like 4 for $10 now. But thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new here. We talk about a bunch of different things on this channel. What are your thoughts on this movie? Did you like it? Did you hate it? And do you feel like this is a good step away from Caesar? Let me know in the comment section below. Love you guys. Tell us when you love them. Till next time, see you in the next life.